They've been called Satan's house band. Mike Patton once said, "If you don't like Slayer, I don't trust you." So true. And while the incessant groove of AC/DC made you want to shoot pool, the unstoppable groove of Slayer made you want to shoot everything. At least a dozen great bands right now owe their sound to Slayer. Without Slayer, we'd be drowning in a world of Nickelbacks. That's because if a decent metal band wanted to get great, all it had to do was steal from Slayer. Slayer's latest album came out back in November. It's called World Painted Blood. It's kind of awesome. And the American Carnage Tour kicks off in July, guaranteed to brutalize both your ear holes. Joining us now is the legendary guitarist Kerry King from the legendary band Slayer. Kerry, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Good. You look great, healthy. That's good. How's Tom doing?
You know, Tom's been rehearsing with us for a couple weeks now, and he's doing good. You know, he's not going to be as energetic on stage as he once was because he's got some things fused in his neck, but the pipes are good. He's ready to rock.
Now, was that from actual literal head banging? Just the movement of the head caused that damage over 25 years?
Well, luckily, it hasn't affected me yet. But I know Tom has had some car accidents in the past. I know he was rear-ended by a semi at one point. So I think it's, for him, I think it's a little bit of both.
Well, I'm glad he's recuperating. And I was wondering, because Slayer writes so many songs about evil things, and I think it's time that you guys did a song about back pain. Because as you get older, back pain is like the worst thing in the world.
Well, when we start up on tours these days, everything hurts. So it would have to be maybe a whole album's worth of pain. I don't know. Yeah.
Now, when you walk around in town, do you ever think to yourself, wow, I'm a member of Slayer?
Not really. I mean, you know, I get some really odd, you know, occurrences, like just being part of everyday life, how people think they should address me or, you know, show me they're a fan for so long. So there's some odd situations, but, you know, it's really cool. I got a great job.
You do have a great job. What do fans do in order to, I guess, acknowledge that they are fans of Slayer?
Man, the weirdest one, I got off an escalator at a mall once, and this guy just walked up to me and got on his knees and started bowing in front of me. And that was a little odd, you know, for me as well as, you know, show yourself some dignity, bud. You know, I appreciate it.
The weird thing, it was Wayne Newton. It was so unusual.
What's that?
Never mind. So tell me about the latest tour. You're playing dates with Megadeth. It's been almost 20 years since you toured with them, right?
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah, so you guys met in a... Did you guys like meet up in a Fridays and end the feud?
Not too far from that, actually. We did some dates in Western Canada. We did Australia, and actually, you know, when I actually talked to Dave Mustaine, I had just gotten the last issue of Revolver, the Slayer issue, and they had all kinds of old pictures of Slayer and Megadeth, me and Dave, and, you know, all kinds of just memories, and I really thought about it, and I went, you know, I don't even know what I'm mad at this guy about. So the funny thing, the first time I saw him, he was coming out of the lounge at the airport, and I was going in, and I walked up to him, and I said, hey, man, shook his hand, I said, I don't think I've spoke to you for 15 years.
Yeah. So everything's cool.
And that was the end of it, you know, we just, yeah, it's cool enough, you know, he doesn't, we definitely don't hang in the same circles, but I'm not worried about running into him, and I hope he's not worried about running into me because we got a lot of big dates coming up.
Fantastic. I got to ask you about the tour. You're going to be playing Seasons in the Abyss in its entirety. Do you enjoy this kind of the whole album concept thing? As a fan, if you were going to see a band, would you look forward to that, or would you rather have them play, you know, over the entire spectrum of their history?
As long as it's a record I dig, yeah, I'd totally be into it. And I got a little bit of a story about that. In that same time I went to Japan, we headlined this festival in Tokyo, and the day prior, Priest did, and it was the last time they played British Steel all the way through. And I love that record, so it was really cool for me to check it out.
Yeah. I made the mistake of, I think it was called Freedom of Choice by Devo, when they did that entire album. It didn't hold up. It just didn't hold up after 23 years.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So I got to ask you, sad subject, Ronnie James Dio passed away. Any thoughts on that?
Way too quick, you know. Yeah. He was, I felt lucky to have him as a better than acquaintance. You know, if he saw me, you know, he'd come up and say, "Hey, Kerry, what's up?" And definitely a hero of mine. And I just saw him like a month ago at the Golden Gods Award show, and I was really stoked to see him, and you know, hoping he was getting better, but that's just not how it panned out.
Yeah. It's a loss. I got to tell. I got to move on, but I just want to say the World Painted Blood, I got to say, is probably the best CD you guys have put out in a long time, probably since Rain and Blood. I love it. When's your next album coming out?
Whenever I start writing it.
Yeah. Well, that's good enough. I mean, I got to tell you, you guys are still going strong. It's been 30 years. It's been a great ride for the fans. So congratulations.
Me too, man.
Yeah, and I'm going to see you on tour. The new CD from Slayer, it's been out since November. It's called World Painted Blood. You got to check it out. And for tour information, visit the band's official website, slayer.net. Stay right there. More crud when we return.